Good afternoon again, my wee potato chips. It's Paddy from across the shock, and this is an open tag, and I'm doing this for a lovely young fella over at Thrifty Kaniffy. He's a newish channel. Now, he's got about 180 subs, so he's doing really well. But he called me out to do an open tag, and this is 5 knives with your favourite shields on the knives. So, before I get started in this, couple of wee things. I'm going to put Thrifty Kaniffy's name down below. Pop over and check his channel out. I think he's got a really good channel. And there's also another young fella, Mr.barlow, another new channel. He's only got about 60 subs, 66 subs. There's two for you this week. Again, I'm going to try and do this every week, give a couple of call-outs. Yous were brilliant last week. If you can, pop over see these two young lads. Give them a go. It's great to get different people's perspective on knives. Even if you've seen a review 10 times, I still enjoy it when you hear somebody else's view of it. So, what have I got for you? Well, I'm going to start with this beauty. This, not only do I love this shield, but this is the knife that changed my mind on Stockman's. I just seen this and I had to have it. I got this off one of my chums in a Facebook group. It's got the Turkish clip or California clip, whichever way. I would call it a California clip. Beautiful big long blade. This is a 4-inch knife, so you got about a 3-inch blade here. But it's got a worn cliff where you would normally have a sheep's foot. And instead of a spay blade, you have a drop point. And I just love it. I think there are 3 smashing blades to have on a knife, especially if you're going to go out and do a wee bit of work. They are super thin, super slicey. They'll work for days. Absolutely super. So I'll close them up because you know I'll cut myself because I'm that type of a guy. And it has the bomb shield. Now, the reason I picked this one is because it's a long, thin shield. On a long, thin knife, I like when you, instead of having a little crest up here, I love it when you have the long shield. And I think the bomb shield is done so well. This is GEC, and they tend to do their shields really well. And they're pinned as well. So they're my favourite for that reason alone, that they're pinned the proper way a penknife should have its shield put on. The jigging on this is beautiful. And look at that colour. That elderberry, it really is just a rich, rich colour. I love this knife. Really do. Lovely line bolsters, top and bottom. An equal end, you would say, but it's there we go, like a dog's leg. But just a gorgeous, gorgeous knife. Now, I'll just take that out of the way. The second one I'm going to bring down to you is a Shatton Morgan, and this is their gunstock trapper. Now, I'm not a great lover of trappers. Not that I'm a great lover of them. I don't particularly, or I didn't like the big long trappers. I found them a bit cumbersome in the pocket. Now, that has changed again over the years. Things change in head, but when I got this one, this sort of settled it. With these 2 blades on here, one, it's the perfect clip. This is the file and wire series that Shatton Morgan done. Beautiful 3-line bolster, absolutely stunning. Lovely square end bolster. This is the gunstock pattern. It's not a huge knife, but it is. Let me tell you, it's a fair enough size. It is 3.5 inches, so the perfect size knife for the pocket. Put it in a wee shield, and it's the perfect in the pocket. Beautiful action on them. Really, really lovely, nice. But look at that shield. Isn't that just gorgeous? I think that's beautiful. The S&M trademark with the crosses there. I just think it is stunning. But the worm groove bone is the first worm groove I've had, and I love it. Just how rich. And these spin pins here, spun pins, just absolutely finishes it off gorgeous. Now, do you know, I'm not sure if Shatton Morgan pinned their shields on, so I'm going to have a quick look and see if they did. Let's see, we get a wee torch here. Let me just see. Where is it? No, I don't think. Oh, it is pinned. Sorry, yeah, I think it is pinned. I can just see that it's been filed down lovely. But yes, I can see where it's been pinned. So that's nice to know. I didn't know Chatton Morgan done that. Didn't know at all. So, beautiful little gunstock pattern, but I love the shield. Really is. I would nearly call that the London Underground shield, because that's the shape of their signs on the underground in London. But beautiful, beautiful knife. The next one is another big boy. I got this, well, you're going to see why. This is just a beautiful, big working knife. This is the Oilfield Jack. So this was a knife that was meant for working. You've got a super clip point and then a sheep's foot, a long sheep's foot. This again is, the action is GEC standard, but look at that clip. Isn't that just the most beautiful big fat clip? Gorgeous. But look at the thickness on the back spring here, especially for the main clip. That is a stocky work knife. This was meant for the oil fields. And the name, just look at that bone, made to look like an oil slick. It is stunning. That side, you really can't see the shininess of it. This side is one of the nicest, and it's not smooth. As you can see, it's different shapes. It is just beautiful. But look at that. This amazes me how they managed to fit that shield in. You can see the two pins there holding that shield on. How beautifully is that done in bone? I mean, this is bone, and to get that cut out with such perfection, this is one of the top knives I have for fit and finish. It is beautiful. Look at your blades, right down the middle, absolutely stunning. And when I say right down the middle, I mean they're not touching. That's all you can expect in a handmade pocket knife. If they're down the middle, absolutely brilliant. The man has been able to get it, you know, they're done. And they do it, GEC do it more than anybody else I know. But sometimes they're a wee bit off. But as long as they're not touching, who cares? It's a handmade knife. It's not just a factory piece that's slotted together. This is put together by tradesmen. So, there we go. And now one of my favourite. And it's one that just, every time I see it, it excites me. My Northwoods. And this is the same size as the number 15 boys knife. I think this is this Lincoln Jack? They're all named after cities. I can never remember which one's which. But it's the saw cut and that beautiful elderberry bone again. I love the rough, the way they leave it from the heat treatment. This is used, so it's not particularly shiny. And, you know, I can clean it up, and I will do, you know, at some time. But this is my user. I just love this knife. One of my most expensive GECs, but one of my most used, because it is just made for use. And this is not something I want to sit in my box. It's too expensive to do that. It's got the easy open notch at the back of it, which you really don't need, but it is nice to have it. This is big enough here to pinch here, but it is nice having it there. But walk and talk, just beautiful. And that shield, the butt plug shield. And once you hear it, you'll never take it back. But it just, once I see that shield, quality rings in my head, how well these are put together. Now it's a Northwoods, but it's made by GEC. Look at that fit and finish. How good is that? Huh? How good? I just love it. And the saw cut, to be honest, I would have rather have it a bit rougher and a bit deeper. It's a bit equal, but doesn't take away from that knife. Centered right up the hey diddle diddle. Beautiful knife. And the last one, we've had the butt plug, and now the last one is definitely my favorite of all time. And I'm not going to say anything, I'm just going to bring the knife out. Look at them danglers. I'm sorry if there's ladies watching or children, please, excuse me, that was a bit, but when I first seen one of these, I was in stitches. Quite a few makers use this shield. I actually don't know the name of it. So if you do know down below, please let me know. I'm sure I've been told before, but I've forgotten. This is a custom knife, and it's a custom maker from Missouri in the United States. J.H. Lloyd. You can see it there. Can you see it there? No, you can't. John Lloyd, Missouri. Is it Missouri or Michigan? God. Missouri. But a beautiful drop point. Just such a useful knife. I think this is in RWL 34 or something. I'm not sure what it is. But, do you know, blade steels, I'm becoming less and less worried about it, especially now that I'm into traditionals, because I know just how well they cut. I mean, this is a hollow ground, and look how high that ground goes up. Or that grind goes up. Look how thin that is, and how far down that thinness goes. It's just, never mind your modern knives. This is a Slicy work knife. It's got a good size stock, and it's not a little thin pointy tip, as you can see. It's a good tip. This will do anybody's work. It's just a gorgeous knife. Not particularly huge, but it's a full 4-finger grip. The close length on this baby is 3 3/4. So it's a good size work knife, but that shield just gets me every single time. I have a couple of knives on different makers, and the other one isn't a custom, but this is micarta. This is an old micarta that's been brought out. It's different shades where it's probably been lying about, but it is just, and it's picked so well to match. That is just one piece that's been cut down the centre to make it equal on either side. But look at the fit and finish now. John Lloyd is a master craftsman. I just think it is stunning. So there you go. That's the last. There's my 5 knives. Shall I lay them all out for you? I will. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, there's my John Lloyd. There's my GEC. Let's get that focus. That's better. There's my GEC. There's another GEC with the big spanner. Shatton Morgan. And then last but not least, the knife that changed my mind on Stockman's. The number 82 Dixie Stockman. So there you go. There's my 5. Knifey, thank you. Knifey. I'm gonna have to get to know these boys' names. Thrifty Kaniffy, thank you so much for tagging me in this grid. You've got a great channel. More power to you. You're doing really, really well. Much better than I ever did at your stage. I'm not even up to your stage yet. And Mr.barlow, another real nice gentleman who I think is going to fit in lovely in the community. Go see them and give them a wee shout out. Last but not least, Congys knife sales. I keep shouting this out. If you want an expensive knife and you can't afford one, but you can afford £10 this week, because it's an expensive run this week, but you have the choice of 4 beautiful handmade custom knives. Well, I think 3 custom knives and 1 De Villiers knife for £10. It's running now over on Congys Knife Sales. I'll put that name down below. It's on Facebook. Go over, join his wee group. He does one nearly every week. Paddy's gone. Good luck if you go over to Congys. I'm entered into it myself, so I buy them every week. It's just worth it because you win knives. I've won 2 in the time it's been running. So keep on going. Take care. Paddy's away. Cup of tea time.